obviously a really quick turnaround. Got here at 4 a.m. after our game, so you got to be able to lock in mentally, and obviously this is a really good team. They were able to beat us on our home court, and two really good bigs that are very active. And
imagine waking up to find out the most famous athlete in America was just offered enough money to buy an entire sports league outright and change the global landscape of athletics forever. The internet completely broke, and social media went into an absolute meltdown when massive rumors began circulating that Caitlin Clark, the undisputed and reigning queen of basketball, was secretly handed a mind-bending $1 billion offer from a Saudi-backed sports league. It sounded like pure fiction at first, the kind of wild, sensationalized speculation that only lives in the darkest, most chaotic corners of the internet. But when you look at the unprecedented, chaotic frenzy surrounding her transition from college to the professional ranks, the rumors suddenly didn't seem so crazy after all. The world watched in absolute disbelief and shared a collective gasp when her official WNBA rookie contract was leaked to the public, revealing a jaw-droppingly low base salary of just over $76,000 for her first year. Fans were furious. A-list celebrities were tweeting their outrage, and the mainstream media was having an absolute field day, tearing apart the financial structure of women's sports. People simply couldn't understand how a once-in-a-generation talent who single-handedly brought tens of millions of new viewers to the sport was expected to make less than a mid-level corporate manager or a regional software salesman. It was the absolute perfect storm of massive public outrage and undeniable raw market value, creating an incredibly volatile environment where a massive international buyout wasn't just a fantasy. It felt like an inevitable and looming reality. But that was only the very beginning of the madness. The idea of a rival, heavily funded league swooping in to steal the biggest star in the world wasn't just internet speculation, because somebody had already tried to pull it off and shocked the establishment in the process. Rap legend, cultural icon, and relentless entrepreneur Ice Cube shocked the entire sports industry when he put a legitimate, heavily documented, and fiercely debated $5 million contract on the table for Clark to join his Big Three basketball league. This wasn't some backroom whisper or a PR stunt. It was a loud, aggressive, and highly strategic play that proved the traditional, outdated rules of women's sports contracts were finally being thrown out the nearest window. Cube saw the massive, glaring disparity between her undeniable, earth-shattering value and the WNBA's incredibly strict and limiting collective bargaining agreement, and he decided to strike while the iron was scorching hot. The offer was unprecedented, including massive perks, unprecedented merchandising cuts, ownership stakes, and the kind of creative freedom traditional professional leagues simply refuse to offer their athletes. It was a massive wake-up call to the old-school establishment and a giant red flag for the WNBA brass. If a relatively young, niche league like the Big Three could rustle up $5 million to disrupt the status quo and challenge the monopoly, people immediately started wondering what an international entity with truly limitless resources could do. And what happened next would send shockwaves through the entire sports world. Whispers of a massive Saudi Arabian takeover began to dominate sports forums, late-night podcasts, and mainstream television debates. And it wasn't hard to see exactly why these rumors caught fire so quickly. The Saudi Public Investment Fund, widely known as the PIF, had already executed this exact same aggressive playbook in other major sports, systematically tearing the traditional global landscape apart, piece by piece. They threw hundreds of millions of dollars at global soccer icons like Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar to relocate to the Middle East, completely changing the global soccer economy overnight. They literally fractured the deeply entrenched world of professional golf by creating Live Golf out of thin air and poaching established superstars like Phil Mickelson and Jon Rahm with multi-hundred-million-dollar guaranteed contracts that the PGA Tour simply could not match. They even took over the heavyweight boxing division, making mega fights happen that promoters had stalled for years. The Saudi sports strategy is simple, but overwhelmingly and devastatingly effective. Find the biggest, most influential names on the planet. Offer them a sum of money so unimaginably large that it sounds like a glitch in the Matrix, and force the entire world to pay attention to their newly minted leagues. When rumors forcefully surfaced that they were looking to aggressively break into the exploding market of women's sports, Caitlin Clark was the absolute only logical target on their radar. Offering her a staggering $1 billion wouldn't just be about buying a talented basketball player, it would be about buying the entire global sports conversation and dominating the news cycle for a decade. It would be a monumental, earth-shattering power move designed to prove that absolutely nobody is untouchable, no league is safe, and traditional sports monopolies can be bought if the price is right. But the craziest part wasn't the insane rumor itself. It was the terrifying fact that the underlying math actually made total sense to anyone paying attention. To truly understand why a foreign entity would even consider dropping 10 figures on a rookie player, you have to look deeply at the absolute financial chaos and economic miracles she creates everywhere she goes. The Caitlin Clark effect isn't just a cute media buzzword or a passing trend, it is a measurable, terrifyingly powerful, and unstoppable economic force that moves entire markets. During her final college tournament run with the Iowa Hawkeyes, she was drawing significantly higher television ratings than the men's national championship game, pulling in an astonishing 18.9 million viewers and shattering viewership records that had stood untouched for decades. She wasn't just beating her peers, she was outdrawing the NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball games, and massive primetime television events. When she officially announced she was entering the WNBA draft, ticket prices for the Indiana Fever skyrocketed by hundreds of % overnight, creating a secondary ticket market frenzy that rivaled Taylor Swift concerts. Away games in opposing cities sold out in a matter of minutes, forcing rival teams to completely abandon their smaller, traditional arenas and move their matchups to massive NBA-sized stadiums just to safely handle the crushing, unprecedented fan demand. Her number 22 jerseys sold out globally within hours of being printed, leaving massive retail giants scrambling to manufacture enough inventory to satisfy the rabid fan base. She is a literal walking, talking, high-scoring stimulus package for whatever city she steps foot in, boosting local restaurant revenues, hotel bookings, and transit usage just by being in town. For a heavily funded, fiercely ambitious foreign league looking to instantly legitimize their brand and force massive American television networks to broadcast their games, $1 billion isn't a reckless expense. It's a calculated, highly strategic investment with a guaranteed, immediate, and massive return. But behind closed doors and away from the cheering crowds, a massive, dark storm was brewing that threatened to complicate everything. If a deal of that incomprehensible magnitude ever actually materialized and a contract was signed, it would immediately ignite one of the most intense, polarizing, and vicious controversies in modern sports history. You have to remember the intense, unyielding global scrutiny that deeply surrounds any Saudi sports investments. Critics, human rights organizations, and political figures have loudly and consistently accused the nation of engaging in sports washing, a highly controversial strategy of using high-profile, glamorous athletic events to distract the global public from serious, documented human rights controversies and restrictive domestic laws. If the undisputed golden girl of American basketball, a beloved, wholesome icon who inspires millions of young girls across the globe, suddenly took a massive payday from a controversial overseas entity, the subsequent backlash would be an absolute shutstorm of epic proportions. It would instantly force a massive, inescapable cultural debate about loyalty, corporate ethics, personal greed, and the true hidden price of athletic talent. The immense pressure placed directly on her 22-year-old shoulders would be entirely suffocating, with powerful politicians, vocal activists, and hardcore lifelong fans demanding she immediately reject the blood money on strict moral grounds. Taking that controversial deal would mean instantly alienating a massive vocal portion of her fiercely loyal domestic fan base, turning her from a universally beloved pioneer into a highly polarizing, fiercely debated figure, literally overnight. It was a high-stakes, incredibly dangerous game of public relations roulette, where one wrong move could permanently tarnish a pristine legacy. And the absolute truth behind what she actually decided to do and how she navigated this impossible maze of money and morality is something absolutely nobody saw coming. While the internet was completely busy fighting over imaginary billions, dissecting every cryptic social media post, and analyzing every single rumor on sports talk radio, Clark was quietly, methodically building an impenetrable, bulletproof financial empire entirely on her own terms. The cold, hard reality is that she never actually needed to entertain radical, highly scrutinized overseas offers or risk her carefully cultivated legacy for a controversial, heavily debated payday, because massive American corporations were already lining up around the block to hand her the keys to the corporate vault. Global apparel giant Nike swooped in with a historic, absolute record-shattering endorsement deal reportedly worth an astonishing $28 million, complete with the ultimate holy grail of sports endorsements, her very own signature shoe line. Beverage titan Gatorade, insurance powerhouse State Farm, and trading card monopoly, Panini America immediately locked her into massive, highly lucrative multi-year partnerships that plastered her face on billboards and television screens across the globe. She completely and brilliantly bypassed the restrictive, frustratingly low WNBA salary cap by leveraging her monumental, undeniable personal brand to secure corporate bags that rivaled top-tier NBA superstars. She isn't just making a comfortable living playing basketball, she is rapidly generating immense, staggering generational wealth without ever having to compromise her carefully crafted image, answer tough political questions, or play a single minute in an obscure, heavily criticized startup league halfway across the world. The mainstream media focused entirely on the perceived insult of a $76,000 base salary, generating endless outrage clicks and angry think pieces, while completely ignoring the empowering fact that she had instantly become one of the highest-paid, most financially secure female athletes on the entire planet, through sheer, unadulterated market dominance. But that wasn't the whole story, and the real battle was only just beginning on the hardwood. When she finally stepped onto the professional court, the reality of her decision to stay in America hit her like a ton of bricks. And it wasn't the fairy tale transition many casual fans expected. The wild rumors of a billion-dollar escape hatch seemed incredibly tempting when fans witnessed the absolute physical and mental gauntlet she was forced to endure during her rookie season. Veteran players, many of whom had toiled in obscurity for years, making a fraction of what Clark earned in a single State Farm commercial, welcomed her to the league with a relentless, brutal, and highly physical brand of basketball. She was aggressively double-teamed, relentlessly trash-talked, and subjected to highly controversial, flagrant fouls that sparked endless, furious debates on national television about jealousy, resentment, and player safety. The media narrative quickly spun out of control, painting a picture of a league deeply divided, where established stars were allegedly trying to break the very rookie who was flying them on private jets and multiplying their league revenue. It was a vicious, highly scrutinized baptism by fire that would have broken a lesser player and sent them running straight to the bank to cash that Saudi check. But Clark didn't flinch. She didn't complain to the press, and she certainly didn't look for an international exit strategy. Instead, she put her head down, absorbed the punishing physical contact, and let her undeniable talent do the talking, breaking rookie assist records, sinking impossible logo threes, and proving that she belonged exactly where she was. She understood a fundamental, powerful truth that all the internet rumor mongers completely missed. True leverage isn't about running away to the highest bidder. It's about staying and forcing the system that undervalued you to completely change its rules. At the end of the day, the billion-dollar Saudi rumor, the Ice Cube Big 3 Millions, and the endless, exhausting internet speculation all fundamentally missed the core truth about who Caitlin Clark actually is and what her ultimate mission truly entails. She finally spoke out through her actions, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that her ultimate driving goal wasn't just to blindly cash the biggest check available, but to fundamentally elevate, transform, and revolutionize the game she loves on American soil. She knew deep down that staying in the WNBA, despite the deeply flawed financial structure, the artificially low salary caps, and the grueling, highly physical treatment she received nightly from hardened veteran players, was the absolute only way to force real, lasting, and permanent change for women's sports. By bringing her massive, fiercely dedicated audience directly to the established traditional league, she is single-handedly forcing massive television networks to aggressively renegotiate their broadcasting deals, potentially transforming a $60 million contract into a multi-billion-dollar media rights package. She is pushing billionaire team owners to permanently fly their teams on private charter flights, drastically improving the quality of life for every single player in the league. She is setting the concrete stage for future generations of young women to finally get paid what they actually deserve, ensuring that the next generational talent won't have to rely on rumors of foreign buyouts just